Welcome back, Pockets, here with some more Magic Gathering March of the Machine Collector Booster Pack opening excitement. Last 3 packs of box number 2. Pretty excited. Still haven't seen any of... I got a couple good hits, but I still haven't seen any of like the Praetors or anything like that, so let's hope there's one of them at least hiding in here. The flip Praetors, preferably. And some other good stuff. But, you know, we did get that Reg Advance. I can't complain too much. And a bunch of other good stuff. But let's take a look. See what we get in these 3 packs. Really should start trying to move these along, so take a little less time reading the comments unless it's something haven't seen yet. We get our Knight token, treasure on the back. All right, Flywheel Racer, 2 mana, 3/2 vehicle with vigilance. Tap to add 1 mana of any color, but only activated if it's a creature. So you have to crew it first. Okay, so it's kind of like, yeah, cool. Moving on. Yufara's Dispersal, 2 in a blue. Target spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets an attacking creature. Return target creature's own hand. Okay, so it becomes a boomerang or a unsummon or whatever. Mirian Bane Splitter, 1 red for an equipment with flash. When it enters the battlefield, attach a target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. Okay. Wildwood Escort, enters the battlefield. Return target creature or battle card from your graveyard to your hand. If it would die, exile it instead. Okay, so you can't recur it with itself. Swordsworn Cavalier, 1 and a white for a human knight, 3/1. Cavalier has first strike as long as another knight enters the battlefield under your control this turn. Alright. Good limited cards. Zalfir Lancer, 2 and a white. Whenever another knight enters the battlefield under control, Zalfir Lancer gets +1 on vigilance on the turn. Okay. 3/3 knight. Seraph of New Capenna. This is a transform, so we'll take a second look at it. 2 and a white for a 2/2 Flying Angel Soldier, but it's black, so I can't put it in my soldier deck, so it's mono white. 4 and a Phyrexian black transforms Seraph of New Capenna to Seraph of New Phyrexia. 3/3 Flying Phyrexian Angel. Whenever Seraph of New Phyrexia attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, Seraph gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Alright, interesting. There's our forest. Mouse was hovering over stop recording. Let's not do that. There's our first rare. Bale and Kari Zev. I got a couple of these. I didn't get this art yet, so that's cool. Put that in the collection. 1 for blue-red, 2/4. Legendary creature human with first strike and menace. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, you may cast a spell of lesser mana value that shares a card type with it from your hand without paying its mana cost. If you don't, create First Mate Regavan legendary 2/1 red monkey pirate creature token. It gains haste on a turn. Little spellslinger deck. Oh, there we go. Urbrask. Here's what we're talking about. This is actually one of the ones I was really excited about. I love Mono Red Burn. Haven't really been happy with any ones I put together. May try him next. Urbrask. 2 red for a 4/4 Phyrexian Praetor. Mythic rare. First strike. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Urbrask deals 1 damage to target opponent. Add 1 red mana. For 1 red mana, exile Urbrask, then return to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery, and only if you cast 3 or more instants or sorcery spells this turn. So a little bit of work to do to get it to here. Great work. The great work. First stage, the great work deals 3 damage to target opponent and each creature they control. Now keep in mind you've already cast 3 spells, which means you've done already at least 3 damage to someone. So this could potentially be 6 to a player, plus whatever spells you cast. It's great. Next turn, create 3 treasure tokens. And then until the end of turn, you may cast instants and sorcery spells from any graveyard. If a spell cast this way would be put into the graveyard, exile it instead. Then exile the great work and return it to the battlefield. So you get 3 treasures, and then on your final stage, you can cast spells from anywhere. And you flip them back over to Urbrask and keep going. Pretty cool. I'm glad I got at least one. I'll be happy now. Exsanguinator Cavalry, 2 and a black for 2/3 Vampire Knight with Menace and Lifelink. Whenever a knight you control deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature and create a blood token. Nice. Do kind of, I want to do a knight's deck. Maybe I'll do it in Mardu with something. Okay, that's over here, Commander. There's another Tamriel chosen from death. Seen him before a couple times here. Emoti Celebrant of Bounty. Yeah, we've seen this one, but we have it in the... This is the Edge Foil. I actually prefer this. I have it in the Amonkhet border as well. Pretty cool. Realm Breaker, the Invasion Tree. I haven't seen this yet. What does this do? 3 mana legendary artifact. I like it already. 2 and tap. Target opponent mills 3 cards. Put a land card from their graveyard onto the battlefield tapped under your control. It gains, if this land would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. So just steal their land. So they use a fetch, you go take it. That's cool. For 2 mana, that's a pretty good ability. And then for 10 and tap, sacrifice Realm Breaker, the Invasion Tree. Search your library for any number of Praetor cards. Put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So, Urbrask, any of the old original Praetors, the ones from all will be one. That's cool. Build a Praetor deck with that then. That's pretty game ending if you can get that. And then, Anna Fenn's the Tree Spirit in this. Cool. I think I use her in my Soldiers deck. So it's white for a 2/2 Spirit Soldier. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, bolster 1. It means put a +1/+1 counter on the creature with the lowest defense. Now the cool thing is a lot of my creatures, I make a lot of creatures. Oh, it's non-tokens though. That's the big thing. Yes, that's what I remember now. It's in there, but I may be taking it out. But if I don't, I'm going to put that art in there. Nice. Rambling on. Let's go on to the next pack before we start running time out here. ADHD is a wonderful thing, folks. You get distracted quite easily. I have a Wrenn and Realm Breaker emblem. Oops, sorry, I was off camera. There we go. Realm and Realm Breaker emblem on one side. Elemental, 1/1 elemental token on the other. All right. Bloodfell Caves. Yep. Excellent. Let's skip right past that. Feted Favor. Yeah. Fertilid Favor. It turns basically any creature into a fertilid, basically. Gives you the abilities of the Fertilid without the Fertilid. Wren's Resolve. Exile top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. Really good effect in red. I like it. I think it's called Impulse Draw. I think. Gloomfang Mauler. Wow. 5 black for 5/5 Nightmare with Swamp Cycling 2. A little bit of benefit, especially limited, and backup 2 and Menace. Okay. Not bad. Definitely a limited card. We have a Disturbing Conversion we've seen. Enchanted creature gets -2/-X, where X is the number of cards in the controller's graveyard, etc., etc. Elspeth Smite, 3 damage target attacking or blocking creature. Invasion of Zendikar, 3 green for a 3 defense siege. When Invasion of Zendikar enters the battlefield, search your library for 2 basic land cards. Put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Already pretty good. I mean, it's 4 mana, so it's maybe a little expensive, but what does it do if we flip it? Awaken Skyclave. Creature elemental 4/4 with vigilance and haste. As long as Awaken Skyclave is on the battlefield, it's a land in addition to its other types. Taps for 1 mana of any color. Yep. That's a very green card. That's all right. I like that. Dusk Legion Duelist. 1 and a white for a 2/2 with vigilance. Human Vampire Soldier. Ooh, soldiers. If a 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Dusk Legion Duelist, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. It's a good way to draw cards. I can put that in my deck for drawing cards. I have ways to put 1/1s. Borborygmos and Fibblethip. That's exciting. Fibblethip. Both of these are great characters. This art is great. All right, let's take a look. This one's going to take me a minute. It's a mythic rare. 2 green, blue, red for a 6/5 legendary creature, Cyclops Homunculus. Whenever Borborygmos and Fibblethip enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card. Then you may discard any number of land cards. When you discard 1 or more land cards this way, Borborygmos and Fibblethip deals twice that much damage to target creature. 1 and a blue, put Borborygmos into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. I like it. Fibblethip the Lost. Borborygmos. That is a cool card. Okay. I like that. I'm going to have to do some thinking on that one. That goes into Mythic Rares, which I didn't leave enough room for. There we go. Mythic Rares. Whoops. Ooh, Ortheon and Hero of Lavabrink. I was thinking of this for my Brutaclad deck. 3 and a red for 3/3 Legendary Human Soldier. 1 and a red tap. Create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control. It gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery. So the copies would stay fine. They don't get sacrificed, but the new token gets sacrificed. But you copy a worm coil engine. All your tokens become worm coil engines, and then you sacrifice one, you get 2 3/3s out of it. And then when each of the other one dies, you get 3/3s, and so on down the line. Pretty cool stuff. And then when you do go back to Bruticlad, you can turn those 3/3s back into worm coils. It's going to be pretty fun. 6 red, tap, create 5 tokens that are copies of the target creature you control. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Activate as a sorcery. This turns into like 10 3/3 worms. There's that Imoti again, Imotai. But this time it's in foil. I think the last one was foil as well. The Cascade gives spells with value 6 or per Cascade. Valduck, Keeper of the Flame we've seen in the etched foil. Errant and Giada. 1 white and a blue for a 2/3 human angel with flash, flying. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast spells with flash or flying from the top of your library. I like the art. The art's very, very cool. Very, very different. Is this Theros? I don't know. That might not be. I might be wrong. No, this has got to be New Capenna, right? Yeah, it's New Capenna, obviously. It's a cool commander if you build it with like a Zuria's Flyers deck. You can cast your Flyers with Flash. Or, sorry, cast your Flyers from the top of your library and then put some Flash stuff in there as well. Oh boy. Okay. There's one to pull off at the last second. Extended art. What? Iker. Hellish Norn Grand Cenobite. I want one of these for my soldiers deck, so here we go. Hellish Norn Grand Cenobite 5. You probably know what this is. 5 white for a 4/7 Phyrexian Praetor with Vigilance. Other creatures you control get +2/+2. Creatures your opponents control get -2/-2. So it kills all the little tiny tokens. Cool. I think the normal card for this is like $50 Canadian. So that's what I've been looking at for a while. Just never pulled the bullet. So I got one. So that's very cool. So far, this is a much better box. It's not perfect, but it's much better than the last one, I think. All right, last pack. Here we go. Oh, we'll put it on screen. Spirit token. First Mate Ragavance, and now if we do use, we have the token for it. We use, what's her name? Not in this pack, ironically. Bola Slinger, 3 and a white for a 2/2 with backup 1. When this creature attacks, tap target artifact or creature opponent controls. So again, you give backup to another creature that can attack that same turn, or you give this, make this a 3/3. Caseyeth Depth Guard, Veashinu Warrior. 2 and red for a 4/3 defender, as long as its power is 5 or greater, attacks though it didn't have defender. So if you give it a +1/+1 somehow, that's cool though. 3 mana gives you a pretty good defender. Sunder the Gateway, 1 and a white, choose 1. Destroy target non-token artifact or enchantment opponent controls, incubate 2. Or incubate 2, then transform an incubate token. Interesting. This actually might find room, because I do need to find out. I have a few ways, but I like to have ways to destroy enchantments in my local meta. Lots of Smothering Tithes and Rhystic Studies floating around. Vanquish the Weak. 2 and a black, destroy target creature, power 3 or less. Yep, pretty much limited. Take your Dune Shaper, 1 white for a 1/2 with transform. Dune Shaper, we've seen this. 4 and a Phyrexian green. Flips to a Burnished Dune Stomper, 4/3 with trample. Sandstalker Moloch. I haven't seen a Moloch in a long time. 1 green for a creature lizard, 4/2 with flash. Sandstalker Moloch enters the battlefield if an opponent cast a blue or a black spell this turn. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in any order. Interesting. A little limited, but I mean in green, if you're mono green, you don't have a... I guess there's ways to draw cards now, but it could be an interesting way to do it. Captive Weird. Blue for a 1/3 defender creature Weird. 3 and 1 red Phyrexian to transform him into a completed Conjurer. 3/3 Phyrexian Weird. When this creature transforms into completed Conjurer, exile the top card of your library. Until the turn, you may play that card. Okay. Pretty limited card, but pretty good for limited. Mountain. The cool mountain. Invasion of Segovia we've seen. This one creates the 1/1 Kraken with trample. And then when it flips, 3/3 non-creature spells you cast have Convoke. At the beginning of your end step, untap up to 4 target creatures. That's alright. If you're doing a Convoke deck, maybe you want that. Knight Errant of Eos. Okay. 1 and a white, 4 and a white for a 4/4 human knight with Convoke. Knight of Eos enters the battlefield. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. Reveal up to 2 creature cards with mana value X or less from among them, where X is the number of creatures that convoke Errant Knight. Put the revealed cards into your hand, then shuffle. Good way to draw cards in white. Could go into my soldiers deck, maybe. We'll have to see. It's not a soldier itself, but it can find them, and I have lots of soldiers to tap. Oh, Zadar Jabari of Zalfir. This is the commander from the precon for the Knights. 1 white, blue, black for a 4/3 human knight with eminence. Whenever you attack with 1 or more knights of Zadar Jabari of Zafar, or Zadar is in the command zone or on the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card. Yeah, they have flying and first strike. When Zadar deals combat damage to a player, return target knight creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. The eminence is a nice touch, and I like knights, so maybe I'll build a knights deck. I didn't buy the precon, but maybe I can do something without buying the precon. We'll have to see now. That's cool. Another Yargle in the etched foil. Is that etched? No, that's just normal foil. He just looks etched because of his colors. Zafir Singer. 2 blue, blue with Convoke for a 3/4 Siren Pirate. Flying and Vigilance. When Zephyr Singer enters the battlefield, put a flying counter on each creature that convoked it. Oh, cool. Good way to turn non-flyers into flyers, I guess. See, this is when Convoke actually does kind of work. Now you have to tap the creature, so you don't get to use them for a turn, and it's a way to untap them, but... And then another companion, Kiri the Orphan Guard. 1 Selesnyan Hybrid for a 3/2 legendary cat beast. Each creature card in your starting deck is cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast. I can do that. It has vigilance. Each creature you control that's a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. That's a pretty good companion. If you want to build one of those decks. I like cats and I like dinosaurs, mostly. Beasts are cool too. Nightmares are alright. Alright, sweet. So that is it. That is box number 2. A fair bit better than box number 1, I would say. I got a couple of things I was definitely looking for. Fortunately, I didn't get Seasons. I'll have to go buy one, but I was hoping to get like the etched foil one, but we'll go from there. As always, let me know what you guys think of this box. If I missed anything or glanced over anything that was cool. There's a couple ideas I'm really looking forward to looking into. See what I can do with this Borborygmos might be nice. The Sidar. Obviously, Urbrask and Elish Norn have got places to go. So there we have it. Thank you for watching. As always, take care of each other. We'll see y'all next time. I'm out of here.